Evening everybody, this is the Meccano Maker System Eiffel Tower set. This one dated 2015, but it is still available. It's 12 plus years, 1213 parts, and also included, or rather for download I should say really, is an alternative model, the Brooklyn Bridge. You can see a small picture there. The Eiffel Tower itself, 24.5 inches high, 62 centimetres. You've got LED lights, yellow and multicoloured. You need 4 AA, or if you're old school like me, pencil batteries. Majority of the parts are of the narrow variety, and of course, as you can see there, the 1/4 inch spaced hole variety. Lots of parts for your £89.99. That's the current price. I haven't searched too extensively, but a few of the main places, in this case Amazon and Toys R Us in the UK, £89.99. Might sound a lot, but you do get a lot of parts. This one has been around for me since Christmas 2015, I think, so it's been around a while. But on the back is a better picture of the Brooklyn Bridge. Now I was thinking Hornby Dublo. Put a track across there and put some Hornby Dublo on it. The bridge would need modifying. The real thing is a road bridge, but as far as I can recall anyway it is. But I think that would probably be quite nice. Of course, regular viewers will know that these style of parts are not my favourite. I'm getting better, Doctor, honest, really am. And Chinese set. So this box is a bit squidged, but it's a bit big as well. One of the comments that you get every so often about this set is the build of the Eiffel Tower. I've not seen anything about the Brooklyn Bridge. I haven't really looked for it, but I've not seen anything myself. I think what most people feel is annoying is that the build starts at the top and works its way down for the Eiffel Tower. Yet it seems to me that, and I suppose most of those who have commented, and I haven't built this one yet, that once you start building the sides at the bottom, get them all together, it will hold itself up and be easier. Don't know. Maybe not. But I was watching a video, it said a time lapse, but it was just speeded up video of a build of one, and it was alright video, about 6 minutes, and quite nice, and extra fairy lights put below the model to light it up a bit better, and it was nice. And I don't know why I've never thought of it before. Why don't we build it by starting at the end of the instruction book and working backwards and see if that works, and see if that's any better. So when I get around to building this Eiffel Tower, I'll try that, at least attempt it. But I will be building the Brooklyn Bridge first. It's, I suppose the Eiffel Tower, I mean, it's such a great subject for a Meccano model. It's virtually made out of Meccano in large parts, in a way, the real thing. But I haven't seen much on the Brooklyn Bridge, and it does intrigue me. A little bit more interesting. I suppose you don't see it every day, do you? So that's the box. Let's have a look inside. Not unexpectedly, everything's fallen down one end, and it's all going to fall out in a bit, or some of it is. There we go. So again, doesn't look a great deal, but I tell you, it is a weighty set. We'll have a look at some of the parts in the bags, as the images do already show. Really, look at all these narrow strips. I mean, there's loads, and that's just one bag. Now we've got a slightly duff zinc plating or staining on this one, but look at all as shiny as you like. Those are really shining. Nice, plenty of stamps, and of course with these newer parts we've got the part numbers on as well. Of course, the not new now, but it was new then, I suppose. The newer driver and spanner. Battery box for the lights, and feeling that, I know you can't see much in that, the lights are in there as well, so there's not so many lights as the Empire State. If you want 3L standard strips, great finish, and looks quite a few in there. We've got 3/4 inch washers, some smalls in the narrow variety, some smalls in the standard variety. Let's get rid of the manual before it gets too much creased than it is now. Longer bolts from 9mm up, nicely separated already, which always helps. Standard nuts and bolts. That must be knocking on for a kilogram, I would say. Not far off anyway. What else is here? We've got some spacers and washers. Plastic spacers and washers. Oh, I haven't seen these for a while because I haven't looked at my crane. I've still got to finish it. Little clips for the wiring for the lights. Oh, blimey. Look at those, folks. If you want narrow strips, this is a good set to go for. Look at that lot there. Some standard ones in there as well. Looks like some of the standard ones haven't tucked the zinc plating as good as the zinc and the narrow strips has. So, loads. No wonder it's a heavy set. More zinc parts. We've got curved narrow strips, narrow fish plates, some obtuse angle brackets of the 1 inch by ½ inch variety. Something black in there. Oh, that's that little plastic tubular connector for the axles. Another bag. Hope you like zinc as colours, folks, or a colour. Loads of smalls here. Those are like obtuse double brackets there. Loads there. Yeah, zinc looks really good on the whole. 1 or 2 parts slightly not so good, but loads more. Look at that lot. 12 bags in all, folks. Most of them pretty well stopped, rammed in some cases. Double bagged in other cases. The cooler bags with the smaller plastic parts in aren't quite as full, but the majority of bags are well full, really are. 90 quid, so whether or not it's a good build or not, that's a good price. That is a bargain at RRP. Now it's got a little creased in its transit and storage, but nice to get the instruction book in a plastic sleeve again, and we'll take a look at it. Now, just for those who haven't really done, alright, what we've got here, FCC regulations, American, okay, don't need to bother about that. So, not much in the way of tips on this series. So, I do have to look at these as though somebody who hasn't seen one of the videos, I suppose. So, I'll just quickly, your tips page, how to do it really, nut and bolt and putting parts together. Your tools, your 1-to-1 diagrams to select different length parts, mainly bolts. And of course, there's only the one setting the model in this book. That's the Eiffel Tower, and the other one you have to download. I have had a quick look at the downloads. They look okay, but I should probably be very, very idle and print it out at A3. Before you get onto the build proper, shows you how to put the batteries into the battery box, and looking at it, you need a screwdriver to take the little self-tapping screw out to open the box. Now if that is the case, that's a bad thing, because at least on the mechanoids it's a mechano bolt that does that, and you don't need a separate tool. Over the next page we've got the first 3 stages, and a quick look at those simple stages. They look very clear. All the colours seem to match what we've got from the parts list, inset parts list, to the actual diagram. And I dare say there isn't much need for white outlining on this set, but this is probably just before that coming in, to guess. But a quick look here on a 6, 7 and 8, you can see we're at the top of the tower, and it all looks fairly clear. So folks, this is the parts list then, and we've got 58 of what are probably 4-inch narrow strips there. 58. 100 of these what are probably 1.5 inch for 5-hole narrow strips. That's quite a few. The numbers drop considerably after that. We're into the teens, and sometimes just 4 or 5. So for example, there is 30 though of the sort of obtuse double brackets of the narrow variety. Only 4 3/4 inch washers and only 4 standard washers, unfortunately. Nuts and bolts though. Standard bolts 362. Standard nuts 394. I've just worked it out. Approximately a shade under 50 quid's worth of standard bolts and the nuts. The whole set is 90 quid. course then there's the little clips for the wiring and the battery box and the lights. And that's about your lot. Next up is the newer version of the Empire State Building. I've already built the actual model, but I've since bought some sets because they were at a bargain price, just for parts. And now I've got another set, I can show you the set. See you in a bit.